Hello, everyone. Welcome to yet another episode of Success Principles by Successful Principals, a legendary project brought to all the parents, teachers, and educators across the globe to specially help in this pandemic time, especially help the parents in this situation to learn from the best of the best, to learn from the best educators across the globe. And that's how it is titled Success Principles by Successful Principals. Now, the best of the educators across the world, their wisdom is available to their school. But through this project, we want every single parent all across should be able to access the wisdom of these wonderful educators that I have been interacting with and make a difference in their way of parenting, maybe broaden their horizons about parenting and make a difference to their child's life. Now, I am Kamalneet Singh. For the ones who know me, I'm Kamalneet. For the ones who don't know me, I'm still Kamalneet Singh. I'm the host of this episode. And I'll give you a little background. Born and brought up in Delhi, in a joint family and a giant family. And as a child, I had some issues with speaking and confidence and inferiority, and a lot of other issues that led to me taking up a back-end job in a kitchen. And having worked in a kitchen, I realized that this is not my cup of tea. I wanted to make a difference to a place wherein my challenges started, that is in the classrooms, and I jumped back into education. And the journey has been good. I'm a life coach, a mindset coach, a TEDx speaker, author of a forthcoming book, The Extraordinary Kids. And with me on this journey, there are brilliant educators that have joined hands to make a difference to the lives of parents and to the kids. They say that in our country, not just in our country, but across the globe, we have everything. We have a degree on everything, right from manufacturing a pin to a plane. But the moment it comes to parenting, there is a lot of trial and error. And while there is nothing wrong with trial and error, sometimes it can lead to damages. So learning from the best of the best can make a difference in our kids' lives. And of course, the way we raise this most precious relationship, the parent and the child relationship. We have had educators on this episode from different parts of the world and India, and today I'm very happy and excited. We have somebody. We have somebody very special. We have somebody from a very renowned chain of schools. Somebody who has been in this field for a very long time, almost 3 odd decades. And when you hear the educator today, you will get insights that will make a difference to your life, and you will probably have a different angle towards thinking in terms of raising your kids. Now you must be wondering that who is it that we have today. We have with us somebody very special, and I know you are waiting. Let me announce the name. So we have with us Miss Sheetal Abru, who is the principal of Ryan International School, Mayur Vihar. So first of all, madam, welcome to this episode. Thank you for your time and your generosity to have to be available for this. Thank you very much.
It's an honor for me, Mr. Singh. I'm indeed very blessed to be the part of this, where I could be a great help to different parents. Yes, thank you so very much for calling me and inviting me for the series.
Equally a pleasure. I know that all the parents watching this, all the educators watching this, everybody who's watching this, I can tell you one thing. This is going to be a deep dive into understanding concepts on parenting and about parenting, different ideas, different methodologies, different thought processes. When you hear them, you can twist your ways of doing things. And but before we get into the deep discussion, let me give you a background. Let me give you a brief background of our August educator today, and let me dive into that. So, Mrs. Sheetal Labru, Principal Ryan International School, Mayur Vihar, is a respected educator and administrator who has been associated with the field of education for more than 30 years. Now, 30 years is 3 decades is a long time. And I know that you are filled with wisdom with your experience that you gathered all these years. Having done her schooling from Sophia High School, Saharanpur, Miss Labru did her graduation from St. Betty's College, Shimla, and has done her master's in English. Did I pronounce Beddy's the right way?
No, it's St. Beats. It's St. Beats.
St. Bede's. So yes,
St. Beats.
St. Bede's College, Shimla, and has done her master's in English. She has been associated with Mayur Public School as an academic coordinator and has been a part of Rank Group of institution for 14 long years. She has led students' delegation a space school program to NASA in Houston, USA. She has been a part of monitoring and mentoring team of CBSE and has also been an observer for CTET and NEET exam conducted by CBSE. With a varied range of experience and expertise in education, Ms. Labru has conducted discussions for teachers on varied topics. Ms. Labru is very motivated towards teaching the power of communication. I fully believe in that too. She aims to maintain her visible presence for teachers and the students, which is very
Yes.
crucial in today's scenario. So
True,
once
true.
again, Ms. Labru, we welcome you on this episode. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Now, I'm sure the parents will be looking forward to your inputs and your insights, so that they can implement the same in their own life and deal with the most complex. I call it a complex thing because hardly any theory available, hardly any experiential experience available. Everybody is trying to do their own thing.
Yes,
So as
exactly.
I talk to parents, as I talk to teachers, and as I talk to kids, I've been doing that for a decade now. Uh, I hear one common thing coming from all the parents, all of them. And when I ask them that, what do you want? Aapko kya chahiye? What do you want for your kids? And all of them end up saying that we want our kids to be successful. We want our kids to be good human beings. We want our kids uh, to be the best version of themselves, right? And each one
Exactly.
of them, they define success in their own different ways. Now, with your experience of 3 decades now, what is your take? What does it take for a child to be successful in the real life? What's your take on that?
Yeah, yeah, Mr. Singh, thank you so much. Here, I would start with what you rightly said. There is no mantra for success. Success is not a magic, or it's not tool which we can provide to our children and we'll ask them, okay, go ahead and you get the success.
Yes.
So in me, I think anything is possible if a person, if a child himself or herself have that self-belief and determination, hard work. And I think it is possible, which as a parent, we can easily see it from the beginning of our child's growth. We do not, and if we really do not access it, it is very important to teach him that, you have to give that confidence to the child and make him understand that, see, you can do it. And from very small examples set in the house itself, and can make that child have that self-belief in himself. And if a person learns to be determined and he goes on, he has a willingness to work hard, I think there is no looking back. Your goals are all set. You just have to go forward with the positive action, positive thinking. And I'm surely telling you, there is no failure. Definitely, there will be a lot many failures, and they're the part of life. And success cannot come in a day or so. It is a continuous process, and you do not know what today is your success. Tomorrow you will find you are complacent with that. You need to grow more. So success is not what you achieve today, because there is always a scope of growth in life. So children do learn small, they get small successes in their life, and they really acknowledge them, they love them, they adore them, and they move on with them. So I think as a child, we should develop that habit with the child to understand his potential, what he is, how he has to move on. So that helps the child to grow. And yes, basically, I would say each child should have their self belief, and that has been created only by the school and by the parents. It is not, it is combined effort from the parents and the school. We see the children taking part in different activities. It is our, I would say, it is our effort how we shape the children. We cannot give up on seeing the failure of the children. We have to work very hard with the children. We have to make them realize about their potential. And I'm telling you, if the child's growth and development is possible, if school and parents both work together as a team and help the children to grow. And I think the values and the skills and the education, what they learn from these two institutions, that is family and the school, that definitely help the children to grow confidently in life. And confidence is very important for the child.
I
So I
can vouch for it. When I did not have, I know that it was a huge
Yes,
struggle.
I believe, and it is only possible when, before anybody else, I would say it is only parents who help the child to get that confidence. Nobody else. Child sees his or her parents as a role model. And the day when parents say that I am very proud, and it's not pampering, I would not call it pampering or spoiling the child. No, you have to discuss his success and failures together and tell him, yes, this is what you have done right and this is what you have done wrong. And parallelly, if you keep on teaching both the things together, I'm telling you, children are amazing. The bundle of knowledge, experiences that they're doing wonderfully, creating wonderful things for all of us, which really sometimes mesmerize all of us. We don't even imagine such a small child of this age can think and do. So it is just that as parents, at school, as teachers, we all need to help the children to grow and make them successful.
That's a brilliant insight that you're sharing. And I also heard you talking about the required partnership between parents
Yes,
and
yes.
the school.
I would say, I whenever I meet parents, I say it's not only you. I'm not calling you parents teacher meeting. I'm telling you I am there. We are a team. We
Correct.
cannot think child's growth without the combination of parent and school and the teacher. It
True.
is it is only possible when we are together working as a team for the child's growth.
Absolutely. And it reminds me of a quote. I don't know who quoted this, but it's a very popular one and comes in handy when I hear you, which is that it's the teamwork that makes the dream work. So if the dream
Yes,
is to help the child unleash his full potential, I think it's the teamwork that's going to come in handy.
correctly said, Mr. Singh.
Great. So now tell me something, and this is more on a personal note. Not everybody gets to your chair, right? Only a few get a chance to be to take to take that honorable, to take that responsible chair that you are at, of a school leader, of a school principal. I know that while many would want to be at that position, not everybody makes it. And that's the truth of life. It's like in any corporate, also, there would be one person on the top. Now, and I would want you to share with us what is it that led you to move up fast, and what is your success mantra? What is that?
Yes, here I would say that I was really lucky enough to come across brilliant leaders, brilliant mentors, and indeed it was my self-belief, it was my hard work, it was my determination which had been recognized by my mentors. I would here like to thank from the bottom of my heart to our mentors, our respected chairman, Sir Dr. F. Pinto, and our managing director, Madam Grace Pinto. I'm telling you, they are real visionaries.
Yeah.
They recognize the potential. And I was working as a teacher in the school. I was given the opportunity to grow as a quality assurance team member. I really put in my heart and soul to the work, and I realized that yes, it is possible. Like, I never knew that I am a leader in making, but my mentors made me realize that you are a leader, you can take the responsibilities. I had never thought of taking such a big responsibility without that faith they have in me. And today I've got this platform to thank them from the bottom of my heart, that today it is all possible because of them.
Wonderful.
And I would also like to tell you here, I started teaching as a profession, but gradually I realized I love to be with my children. I love to be with the part of their life. And I really want to reach to their lives and they want to know about them. And I was always open to them. And that really helped me to become a good teacher and lovable teacher for my children. And I realized they confide things to me, they come to me, they look forward to my presence, and they are always around me, and they have never hesitant. As a teacher, I never left a barrier in between them and me, and I was always open to them. And gradually I realized that I have become I'm giving them a shape, I'm shaping them as a potter and telling them, and recognizing their skills, efforts, and giving them just my word of motivation. It's just not that I taught them excellent vocabulary or something very great in the classrooms. It was just my presence and my aura, my love and my affection and my, faith in them. In my 30 years of my teaching career, I have never ever criticized any child thinking that the child is not of this worth. I would always say, no, child, you can do it, because that faith, and there are many examples. I would not say all of them had been transformed. Nearly, I would have taught more than, I would say, 10, 15,000 children altogether
Wow, that's a
around.
that's a huge number.
So, yes, from last 30 years, I've been teaching, teaching, and teaching. It's just not teaching. I've been becoming a very important part of their lives. And today when children call me back and they remind me of I just forgotten. I never did it intentionally that I'm going to make any changes in their life. It was a process, and I realized that children they call me back and they tell me, ma'am, this was the time when you made a difference in our life, and this made me think like this, and then I say, thanks God, thank you so much, God, that you made me a teacher. I am not here by mistake, I am here by the choice of God.
True, true. It's by design, and I was hearing you when you shared about the fact that uh, you being available for teachers and students. I think
Yes.
that's a very rare quality available these days, wherein because I also understand that being an administrator calls for so much of responsibility that being available for students in the classrooms at times can be a tough task. And but when you do that, it does make a difference in their life for sure. And
Mr. Singh, it is, yes, you're right, you're right. See, it just needs a little planning.
yeah,
You need to make a plan that today at least I am going to meet these many people, these many, and let me talk. See, once or twice in a year, if I get a chance to meet a particular child, he feels okay, I met the principal. And you will not believe, I get parents in school when they tell me, you met, I don't remember. Obviously, I would not remember every child's meeting,
true.
but they say, you that day, the moment child entered home and he was so happy that today he got a chance to see. And in during recess, I have spoken to my teachers and all. I've told them, whenever you feel that there's a case, there's a child who is little disobedient, or a child is not listening to you, or there are, you have tried, you have applied everything, but still it doesn't work, please send the children to my room. I will sit with them, I will talk to them, I will have lunch with them, so that at least they know. I would love to see what problem they're facing. It's not the problem. I think child has some reason behind that. He would not behave like that ever.
I think that's that compassion, that kind of a stand, that kind of compassion that you have, wherein you would want to know that there has to be a reason behind. I think that does make a huge difference. And I had a smile on my face when you said that. Let me have lunch with him. I'm only one
Yeah.
that I wish I could have that chance to have lunch with my principal back then. Never
Yes.
happened.
And I'll tell you who has taught us this. Again, I would here mention my mentor, our chairman, Sir Dr. F. Pinto. When I was a part of quality assurance team, I used to travel, I used to move around, and whenever he speaks all words of wisdom, he would always tell us, you need to get connected with the children, you need to get connected with the teachers, you need to get connected with the staff. You know, if you are connected as a head, you are not a manager. You are heading. You are a motivation. You are a leader. Everybody looks at you. You get inspired. They get inspired by you. You are inspiration for all of them. So you cannot take a back seat and sit quietly, cozily in your room and thinking that things are happening. You need to come out of your place. You need to, share your feelings with the children, teachers, and staff, and let them also share. It should not be one-sided conversation. That as a leader, you coming out, you're dictating, or you're giving the speech on the podium, and then you feel, okay, my task is done. No, it's not like that. You have to get gel with your people and bring them together. And I believe that everything, if it is a family, it is a school, it is a team. It is a team. Any family, if everybody, all the family members are together, they're listening to each other, they're obedient to each other, they're respecting each other, and they're caring for each other, that family is beautiful. Same goes for the school also. I feel, as a school, if everybody is happy, together, working together. And everybody has to play a different role. And if everybody is playing a different role with the fullest dedication, with the devotion, with honesty, I think I don't think as a head I need to do much. Everything is falling into place.
True, true. So they say that I love using acronyms, and they say that it's a team, and which stands for together, everyone achieves more. And
Yes.
I think that's what you are referring to, which is brilliant. And now, parents who are watching this, I know that it's a message for all the parents out here, all the parents listening to this. Not that only a school educator has to be a leader in the school. You, as a parent, you have this responsibility. I'm using the word responsibility to be a leader at home for your own child, because your child is looking at you as a role model. And
Exactly.
when you display leadership at home in front of your child, that gives a chance to your child to display leadership not only at home, but also when he goes to the school. So that's a brilliant point made. Now that the parents are listening, and it's primarily for the parents that we would want to impact more. uh, Madam, what would you tell them if you have to, so assuming that there are thousands of parents watching this, and what is your or what are your rather top three parenting suggestions or three advices for all the parents?
Yes, here, Mr. Singh, I would not say the parents, I would suggest them or advise them anything, because each parent is doing his part very well. But yes, it is only my experience which I would like to share with them. I would respect each and every parent. They're doing amazing job. I really respect all the parents. It's not easy to nurture a child, a
Not at
beautiful.
all.
Yes, not at all, not at all. And yes, there are a number of obstacles on the way when we go through the parenting. And sometimes we realize and you cannot give up on your children. The problem is you can give up on anything, but you cannot give up on the children,
True, true.
because you have to do something for. So there are very easy ways to go ahead with the parenting. First of all, I think you need to be very compassionate. You need to be very sweet to your children. Again, I hear is a borderline where I would correct myself by saying that you need to love your children. Need to show the compassion towards your children. You do not need to pamper them. You do not need to spoil them. There is nothing, they're not more interested about your materialist things. I'm telling you, just sit with them, spend good time with them, understand them. And I'm telling you, children are ready to open up. You need to give that time to them. And that compassion is very important. And you have to keep the communication open for both the sides. It's just not that I am a parent, I know what is right for you.
That
Let the
doesn't
child
work.
also speak. Let the child also speak the heart. And many a times you will be amazed. As a parent, I would say, have the experience. Your children, when they speak sense, you get surprised. Sometimes you're really taken aback. Really, is it my child who's telling this thing to me? So learn from your children. Children are really they're individuals. They have a lot of potential in them. Please give that respect to them. It's very important to give that love and respect to your children.
And
And
I'm
second
saying,
thing, I would say, you need to have a lot of patience with the children. What the problem is that we try to impose our dreams on them. You need to have that patience. You need to see what your child is up to, and let the child fly. Keep the distance from his growth, and need to check how the child is moving ahead. You do not need to always be interfering. When we start interfering a lot in our child's life, he is not liking it. We need to give that space to the child. I am saying that you monitor him from the distance, but do not always indulge in their growth or in life. And let them fail 10 times, but be a support system to the children.
all
And
parents watching this, this is
yes,
true. Do not, I think we can repeat this probably 100 times. And dear parents watching this, do not impose your unfulfilled dreams onto your kids.
exactly. No.
Please don't do that. I'm not saying this today. I have somebody who's supporting me in saying this. You know that I've been saying this, but aaj main nahi bol raha. I have a highly esteemed educator who is saying this yet again. And just understand one point, that this is being said so that your child does not suffer for something
Exactly.
that he was not supposed to suffer for. And that's an important message coming from you. And what else would you like?
And one more thing I would like to convey here, that it is very important to accept our children with their failures. There is no need to have the comparison. Comparison leads to, children get disheartened. Then, they lose their that courage. They lose that courage to get up again and move ahead. So it is very important that failure, need to sit with that. I know a child who's failed would never be happy. Obviously, he needs somebody around. You do not need to, be little harsh with the child, or ignore the child. Children are very sensitive. Here, I say, we think the children do not understand anything. Please, dear parents, do understand the children do understand everything.
They
They're
do.
more emotional and they're more sensitive than us.
You have read my mind and you've spoken my heart. Reason being that in my forthcoming book, The Extraordinary Kids, I have dedicated a full chapter, and the chapter is titled "Embrace Failures." A
Yes.
full chapter for parents, so that, because what is happening is, the way I understand based on my interactions with parents and kids, the moment the child fails, the parent's reaction and the response towards the child completely changes. And when he needs the most support,
Yes.
that's when he gets the least support. And that can be very damaging for the child's
Yes.
psychology. So
So
brilliantly
that is
put.
that is a very crucial stage. That is crucial moment for the child. You don't realize it is just a minute or so a second, and
True,
then you don't realize the child has lost the faith in you.
true,
He would never come back to you. He will
true,
never confide things to you. He will treat you as a parent. Okay, you are a provider to him.
true,
You are
true,
giving him education. You are spending money on him, but he would never get a good friend in you. So it
true.
is very important to help the child to understand his failures and help him to get up again and gear up, and let's move on together as
True.
a parent. And yes.
I was reading, and I can't hold myself but share. I was reading an article, and in the article, it was about the relationship between the parent and the child. And every time, this father, what he would do is that every time their kids would do something good, he would say, "Wonderful, that's nice." And every time they would come back and they say that, "Dad, we tried doing this, but we failed at it." And their dad would look at them and say, "Okay, today is the day to celebrate." And
Yeah.
the kids would be shocked as to what is there to celebrate about. We could not succeed at something. So the dad would say that, so tell me five things that you could learn, or you learned from not being
Exactly.
able to
Failure.
do what you really wanted to. And then these kids would narrate the whole instance on what did they learn. And they would actually celebrate. And I kind of found it very, very impressive, because we only punish failures, and yet there are people in the world who are
Yes.
rewarding failure, so that kids can actually learn from it.
You're right. You're right.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Absolutely right.
So tell us something that every parent, and just about everybody wants that kids should be. Every child should have an edge, so that they can probably be ahead of the competition. They can do well in life. They can do better. They would want to excel. What's your take? वो कौन सी ऐसी चीजें हैं जो बच्चों को जल्दी सीखनी चाहिए? What skills and attributes should
I think,
have?
yes, I will ask children to be decisive
Decisive? Okay.
for anything. They
So
could
true.
be wrong, or they could be right. If they don't have, they need to get the courage to take the decision.
True.
And as parents, we need to stand by them and see their success and their failures. And as a child who has this decision making power, will definitely take decisions. If it is good, he will succeed, he will move to the next step. And if he fails, he will again make a new decision and go ahead. So I think we need to teach this decision making skill from the beginning.
True.
We cannot let children be dependent on somebody else always,
Right.
thinking that he or she will decide for his future, or
True.
he or she will decide for anything.
True.
Here I would express, if the child is not interested in taking vegetarian food and he wants to go for non-vegetarian, let the child decide.
True.
Small things. As a mother, I would always see, no, this is good for my child.
True.
And we all know that, if the child is eating well, it is enough for him. He
True.
doesn't need all the time to go for, selective food. So it's a small example. So let the children take the decision. If he's fallen sick after eating that food,
True.
okay, he understands, okay, this is my mistake. So every time it's not important to impose things on them. It is
Very true.
very important to let the child learn from his own mistakes, take the decision for himself.
I see that I learned this while I was studying a few things on parenting, and I have a four and a half year old son,
So,
and when it came to decision making, I was thinking that how can we involve him in decision making, and I was just trying to think about it, read about it, study about it, and I came across some simple ideas, and we started as a family, we started implementing them. So instead of we choosing the clothes that he would wear on a day, we would
mm,
ask him, we would open the cupboard for him and we would ask him, his name is Jaitik, Jaitik, what do you want to wear? And he would say, Mama, Papa, aap nikal do. And we would say, no, why don't you choose? So it took some time, but now, today what happens? Today,
yes, yes.
today, if we give him something to wear, he says, no, I don't want to wear this. I will choose myself. And we really
Yes.
feel happy about it that he is deciding.
And even if you try to do it for yourself also, you task them like child, which dress should I wear?
I
They
wear.
feel confident. My
True.
God, my father or my mom is wanting me to decide for them. So,
True.
it is only confidence which we need to see that our children are developing with, and they're confident enough. And being parent, we would always be there. We would always support them. We'll never let the child to go to get distracted. We are there. We are as a sheltered wall for them,
True.
but let the child grow. Let the child have his own wings and let him fly. And we cannot stop his flight. So let the child fly with his dreams. And you as parent, or as we teachers, or as school, we need to see children growing. We need to give them a number of opportunities. We need to, as a school here, I would say, we need to give number of opportunities to the children. We cannot be restricted to only academics. We need to create ample number of platforms for the children, because children are intellectual, they're creative, they are artistic. So they have ample number of opportunities for them.
True.
So
And
we
in
as
fact,
parent and as school,
yeah. And in fact,
yes,
on that note, sorry, in fact, because since you spoke on that front, and in fact, I would like to ask you that, as a Ryan school, uh, now because we spoke about that there should be platform available on both the ends, at the school end, at the home end, on both the fronts. So if you can share a few things or probably few practices that you follow or Ryan follows to give a holistic exposure to the kids, that would be wonderful.
yes, thank you so much. Yes, here, because Ryan believes in excellence in education. And here I would like to, I'm not boasting, but I would here feel proud to say that Ryan is a beautiful culture.
Yes.
It's a beautiful culture in itself. And with the vision of our mentor, our chairman, sir, Dr. F. Pinto, our managing director, Madam Grace Pinto, we have been given different platforms, not only for the children, not only for the, as teachers also, we have ample growth in our lives. And here I would say that the school gives us lot of opportunities where children can, come up with their excellent skills, may it be dramatics, music, uh, you know, uh, we believe in entrepreneurship. We have our own societies. We take up, take them as our, we adopt them. We have some societies which we adopt. We have some small villages which we adopt. So here at Ryan's, I think child learns to learn everything. He learns the attitude of gratitude. He learns empowering himself. Here he learns good education. Here he learns empathy. Here he learns emotional bond. Here he learns values, everything. and how to manage things. We teach because there are different platforms provided to them, and we ensure that each child, he has been recognized on right time,
True.
and we try to give enhance his skills. And as teachers, as a school, and as a management also, and we give exposure to international festivals like children's festival. I hope you must have heard about, where nearly 30 countries, 40 countries to come to India, and we all enjoy our festivals together. It's a beautiful, exposure to given to the international level. Then we have Model United Nation, which has been always conducted and by Ryan Group of Institutions. So then we have Teen Scam. Children do get the chances to learn, grow as teens. So here we get number of things to do for children, and that's why we feel proudly that here it's the holistic development of a child at Ryan's. If you are at Ryan's, you are in the best hands.
I can vouch for it because I had the privilege of leading a couple of sessions for the teachers at Ryan Gurgaon and Ryan Rohini. So I know that the whole group firmly believes not only in preparing the kids but also preparing the teachers as well, because
Yes.
it's the teachers who are leading the kids in the school. And I had a great time. I had a great time leading those sessions with the teachers in these schools, and the teachers were very, very open and participative. So I had a great time with them. So great.
Yes,
And
definitely. Definitely. I would say that we are blessed that we are at Ryan's. It is only Ryan which gives that opportunity. Here, we have been trained as leaders. And as I shared in the beginning only that, I never knew about my potential. It is only my mentors recognized my worth, and they felt I could lead, somewhere. So they gave me the opportunity, and I feel, yes, they were right. I am confident enough to do so.
I am sure I had the privilege of meeting Mr. Pinto, and he said something that I very clearly remember. He said that if you give a chance to somebody, you are not giving placing your faith in them, but when you give a responsibility to someone with your faith placed in that person, you will see that the person will deliver. And that kind of
Exactly.
was a great statement he made. And I know that the Ryans are following the whole culture in terms
Yes.
of holistic development. Wonderful. So it has been all the parents watching there. You have a lot to take from today's conversation. There are small inputs, there are big inputs, but remember that small is big when you start implementing them. When you start,
Exactly.
they say that the journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. So I urge all the parents, start taking these little nuggets that you heard from Madam today and start implementing them. It will make a difference in your life. And you never know, tomorrow your child grows up and says, you know what, that conversation, mom, that conversation, dad, with you, that turned around everything for me. and
Yes.
and you will be, and nobody will be happier than you as a parent. And I would like to thank you, madam, for your time and your inputs. It has been a brilliant conversation. I had my own learnings, not only just being a host. While I was listening, I was also learning, and I was able to connect the dots that I can learn and implement. So thank you
Thank you
very much for
so
your
much,
time.
Mr. Singh. Yes, even I felt so good and honored, and I really felt as if I could really express. Someone was there to listen to me, and I could share my experience. It is just that it is our own experiences which have come out, and we really appreciate your efforts. I congratulate you for all your endeavors, and I would like to thank all the parents listening to us. And I would only suggest them that enjoy your parenting. Is a beautiful relation, and have a beautiful journey with your children, and always feel good and proud about your children. So I just wish good luck to everyone, and to you too. I really wish that your books really do well, and you really make your impressive persona help children and help parents to understand if they get across any difficulties on the way. So they just need a person like you all the time. So I just wish you best of luck for always.
Thank you so much for your wonderful words. They mean a lot to me. Thank you so much.